Hello. I'm making a giraffe and crocodile video, and I want to recommend a totally angelic ASMR channel on YouTube, Maddie ASMR. I will put the link under my video for you. She is an angel sent from the heavens to do Reiki, energy and crystal healing ASMR. This is what I've been searching for many years. I have found a few people, but they were not, it wasn't for me. So I like her because she is kind and pure and infinite. So this is infinite angelic power. Is that healing power? Very incredible. And I could feel last night, I could feel, because I had been in the chat room, I could feel the haters. They're hungry. The haters in the chat rooms are hungry ghosts, and the hungry ghosts, they do this wanting, and they want to dominate. They want to always dominate someone else, and that's that hungry ghost energy, according to Sanskrit and Buddhism. They talk about this, the hungry ghost energies, ego energies. And these ego energies, they are completely obsessed with, like, they're living off someone else's energy. They have to always feel like they are in charge and all of this. So when they see someone like me, who is a mother, the mother of all beings, a giver, a virtuous person, then they feel like they are entitled to my attention and love and nurturing and all of this. And they forget that I'm also a living being. I have needs. I have physical needs. I have sexual needs. I'm a woman. I have the need for respect as a friend. Like eye level respect. We give each other respect on eye level. So, like, together, we are together in this. And the hater, the hungry ghost, the ego energy, the hater doesn't understand that and comes after people who they want to get cookies from. They want to get love from. Some man actually told me on the internet, "Can you be my mother?" I have not just seen it only with myself. I've seen it with other ladies as well. I've seen it in different chat rooms, this happening, where they would come over to a woman and they'll say, "Can you be my mother?" Because they probably never really had a loving mother. They see a nurturing woman, a nurturing middle-aged woman in particular, and they think, oh, she got it together, she is running her life, she is in the kitchen baking us all goodies and takes care of us and is the nurse and is this, this nurturing mother that they so desperately want. They see this. At first, when they see that, it feels fake to them because they have never seen it in their lives. So their mothers were all oppressed by the fathers. Their mothers were oppressed into a shivering, cowering, fearful existence, cowering down in the corner with the shut door, with the mouth taped closed, in total terror. If she doesn't do what the man wants her to do, she gets beaten. That's how they grew up, particularly in Africa and the Middle East, and in many societies also in the Western world as well. There are also many that have moved to the Western world and bring this oppression with them to the Western world, which is an extreme threat to our Western way of living. The freedom that we fought for so long, for all, to have equality for everyone. Obviously, if we look into society and history, we see women are equally intelligent as men. They have equally much to contribute to society. On average, they come from the sociological, the psychology, the parapsychology. They come from those subjects of academia, okay? Or also self-taught, but interested in those kind of subjects, also putting their minds into it. This also is connected to our biology. We are biologically the nurturers of the tribe. That's how we evolved, and the men are more coming from the mathematical, the material, the engineering, electrotechnics, physics, astrophysics, those kind of academic fields. So, or if they're not academic, they are more leaning in their interest in those kind of fields, like cars, machines, how this all works, and more the materialistic way of setting things up, and assembling things, and this is all good, or this has to do with evolution as well. Okay, together we bring a balancing into the world. We balance each other out. We all have something to contribute, something to say. Okay, and that's very important. In Africa and the Middle East, the people from the Muslim societies, they have completely oppressed and suppressed the woman, the female, the divine feminine. They have oppressed her into a prison, okay, into a physical prison and into a mental prison. Okay, that's why I decided I would like to write a book on this, So this is going to be my next project, and that's very important. I have to have something to work on, something that I can systematically work on for, I don't know, a year or two. That's what I'm going to do now. And whether that's going to have any chance at all to be seen or not is secondary. This is something I do now or for later. It could be during my lifetime or posthum, as they call it. It will be there just as my videos are, seen by a handful of people, but hopefully it will help someone, hopefully people will get to see it also in the future and get something out of it, maybe when people are more receptive for it, when there will be a paradigm shift happening where people will be more receptive to what I have to say, instead of seeing this on the surface look like some crazy middle-aged dork who plays with hand puppets. So there's a lot more to my videos than that. Okay? What I offer is the philosophy of compassion, and I hope that people will be able to understand it as that. So last night I went to bed. I had been dealing with those ego energies. Not all of the people in the chat rooms are those ego energies. We all have an ego, but most of those people in the chat rooms, at least from the ones that I could see, I had already been blocking a lot of haters. So I had been blocking so many haters that probably if someone was to look at it from a guest perspective, it would be probably just 20% that I can actually see that are well behaved and that have good intentions, that are not there to torture someone psychologically. So, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys who I love and who are my friends, Tony and Frank and everyone who is nice and lovely and pretty from India, and all of these wonderful sweet people who are there and Celtic, who are making the world better with their kindness, and with their peacefulness. And that is so important. So I felt I felt much appreciation for the kind people and much love. And Pema Children has this meditation where when we go into meditation, we first in our minds, we give something good, like a hand puppet or a sweater or something we like, or a flower bouquet, to our loved ones, and it feels good, right? And then we want to extend that out. We want to give that to someone we don't know, someone in the community who may have a hard time with something. We give that person something, some message of love, some gesture of love, okay? And then we extend it out further, and we maybe give someone who wasn't so nice to us a sweater or a hand puppet. And then as we meditate and become acquainted with that feeling of giving, then we can give to all, including the haters. And then we can look at the haters from the different viewpoint. That doesn't mean now we have to turn the other cheek, okay? That always gets misunderstood, particularly from the religions out there that say, help the homeless people regardless, even if they throw a brick at your head. No, that's not what I'm talking about. there are some very mean homeless people out there, and you better be careful. Okay, they're often not well in the head, and many of them are suffering from schizophrenia. And what is that? That's not just a chemical imbalance, obviously. That is a reaction from their nervous system to perpetual hardships. Okay, still, that doesn't mean we have to now roll the red carpet out and give them an apartment that they're going to be completely wrecking, which they will. Okay, so all of this has not been working out. Okay, these people are 5150. They need to be in a care facility where they are being monitored, where they have surveillance, where these people are being strictly kept within a range of boundaries of behavior. Okay, because that is very, very, very important. That goes again into the subject therapy and institutions. So last night, I felt, I could sense, first of all, I sensed my friends and I felt great love, but then I always practice that giving meditation where I give also the love to the haters. And I can feel that helps just a little bit, just a little bit energy. And you will think, oh, that's in your imagination, that is helping you in that moment. Yes, it does, but it also helps them. You'll be very, very surprised what happens when we meditate and practice kindness, what that does to the overall net of quantum physics. We live in a quantum 3D arrangement, okay, if you want to call it that. It's a 3D coordinate system that is infinite. Okay, here in this particular space and time, this particular space on the 3D coordinate arrangement, planet Earth, and venturing out also, going into space stations and Moon and Mars. But, our world of humans that we have created, you'd be very surprised what a kind thought does to this quantum network. And also beyond, of course. It goes into space. It also reaches extraterrestrials and their minds as well. This is all interconnected. It is quantum entanglement, as they call it. So those are energy fields, okay, or as Rupert Sheldrake calls those morphogenetic fields. Okay, so we have an influence in terms of communication. There is a form of telepathy in that way, that our kindness can reach someone else's mind. Okay, and videos made by angels such as Mahdi, they have a humongously positive effect on the whole world. And she makes these videos every day. And I'm sure she's coming from a very, very, very conscientious, very conscious, and very, very aware, mentally aware family where they already practice meditation and all of these things. So she grew up with this, that is her home, that is her background that she comes from. And what she does with that is infinitely beautiful. She picks up on this naturally. She makes it bloom and flower. She gives these flowers of love to all of us, greets everyone with hello my sweetheart, hello my pumpkin. And that's, that's precisely what I want to write about, and what I've been already thinking about for years. I've been thinking about this, how we are all lonely horses. Okay, every one of us is a lonely horse. And when I see lonely horses on meadows, I cry. Or when I see lonely cows, I saw also on our road trip, I saw many lonely horses, and I also saw a lonely Black Angus bull. And he was sitting there all by himself in the very corner of that meadow. The other ones were way, way back. They're like hundreds of acres away from him. And I thought he was separated from them. So I walked over there with an apple. He didn't want the apple, but he came over and he smelled on my hand. And they always have very, very wet noses, the cows. Very thick and wide, real wide heads and wide, thick, leathery pink noses. And very wet, like he has the flu, always looks like. I wonder if they do have the flu. So, and he let me pet his nose, which is very unusual for U.S. cattle, because most of them are terrified of people, because they are treated as numbers and not as living beings, which they are. And he could see and hear and feel just by the way I was talking to him. Nicola the cow whisperer, he could see it. Oh, there is a cow whisperer. I have never met one before, but let me go over and check her out. And he came over, and he seemed like he was really interested and curious. And that's very strange to him, that a human would come over and take the time and talk to him as a person that he is. He deserves that personal attention. And it was real nice, and I cried. The tears just kept running down my cheeks, talking to that Angus bull, and a beautiful, beautiful living being with those black curls on the forehead and these whirls of hair, and very, very sweet. And so after a while, he gradually walked towards the herd, and I was hoping that he would get back to his friends. And then the next day we came over, he was already back with the herd way back, and I saw that they were not separated by a fence. So I was wondering why he was all there by the road by himself. So maybe he felt he was depressed, and maybe talking to him with this infinite love gave him the strength and this motivation to walk back to his group and hang out with them. So, and every animal, and then I see many horses that are actually separated by a fence from the other animals, and oftentimes they can't even see other animals. They're all there by themselves and standing there hanging their head down. And there was one female horse, that was several years ago, where I talked to the owner of the horse, a woman from the Netherlands, married to a U.S. older man. She was taking care of her husband. But that's not good enough of an excuse for her to completely abandon her horse. Her horse was not that far away from her house on a meadow. There was no other animal. There was no one talking to that horse. I talked to the horse. The horse did not even come over. The horse was standing next to a tree, hanging her head down. And I cried and cried and cried, and I pleaded with that woman. I had the courage to go up to her door. I was going to leave a note, which I had pre-made already for all the lonely horses, that I was going to leave with her, asking her, plead. It's a plea, it's not some nosing into someone's business. It's not some virtue signaling. It is just simply a plea, a petition to a person to have a heart and give their horse a companion animal, so that they don't have to be so alone. And so, but in this case, she was there. I talked to her for a while. She tried to get on my good side. She thought I was some kind of animal control person or a cop or something. I wished there were cops that would do what I do. I wish there were people that actually have a license for jurisdiction and law enforcement who would do this type of work, of activism. I think there are a few, but they're very, very, very rare. That's very rare. And whenever I see those, I appreciate them from the bottom of my heart. Okay, I thank you from the bottom of my heart if you get into law enforcement or also become a lawyer to help the animals, to look after the innocent beings, whether they are animals or children or other people, older people, anyone who's innocent, anyone who's alone, anyone who has been battered, beaten, or abandoned or neglected, to look after them and to talk to people, to knock on people's doors, and to at least say, could you please give your horse a companion animal, a goat. In Germany, that's what you see. Back in the old days, that is what I saw. I don't know how Germany is evolving now, but back in the old days, people just naturally knew they wouldn't leave their horse there alone on that meadow, and they go there like once a day, bring some food, bring some oat grains, or refill the water container or whatever, and who knows, a lot of people don't have much time, so, but they have enough sense to put a goat on that meadow together with the horse, okay, at least a goat or a sheep, okay? So that they don't feel so alone. They have each other, like the giraffe and the crocodile. We have each other to lean on, to give each other companionship. This is so infinitely important. And so I appreciate everyone, every light worker, every messenger of light, every angel, every crystal child, every star seed coming here and doing some work to make the world a better place, okay, to make a living being feel better, not feel so abandoned and alone. There's so many things I want to talk about. It's all going through my head at the same time, and so it's very difficult for me to structure this in a more schematic way. But I'm just gonna touch on all of these subjects, and you see how interlinked everything is. So when I went to bed, I could feel Madi's angel energy, and I'd watched several of her videos. They made me feel so much better. I watched them after I had been in the chat room, and it was nice seeing my friends in the chat room. It was nice to get some male attention, which I need because I am a woman and I have a lot of estrogen and I need it, and I should not have to feel ashamed about this. We should not have to feel ashamed about being a living being and having hormones, whether you are a guy or you are a girl or a middle-aged woman like myself, you know. We should not have to be made to feel ashamed. There's this one actor lady. She is a middle-aged woman. I'm not going to mention any names. No, I don't want to get in trouble. But it's also ridiculous that we can't even talk about these kind of things. We have to tippy-toe around all of this. You can't mention names. You can't mention this or mention this or mention this or say this, and then you'll be regarded this or you'll be labeled that. So, or you're gonna be crossing the line with some copyright infringement, shit laws, and all of these kind of things that society is throwing at us, and it's really bad. But anyway, there's this actor lady, and she's really hot. She's middle-aged, but really, really hot. And she is plump and chubby, and men like it, and I can clearly see. And she values her curves, and she shows them. And then I see women making nasty comments saying she's too old to show her cleavage. And I know where that comes from. That comes from jealousy, you know. And that's the first thing that people, and I don't blame them for the jealousy. I think jealousy is a horrific feeling, okay. But when the jealousy is really unconscious, then it comes out the wrong way. It comes out in a very vicious and a very mean way that does not make the world a better place, okay. So that's why it is so important that we first have to even come clean with ourselves. We have to sit down in meditation, and we have to completely come clean with ourselves. Do I have jealousy? That's the question to ask. Do I have? Let me search into myself, okay? And you search into yourself, and you will come to this on your own. If I say that to someone, you might have a jealousy issue, they will throw a brick at my head. So you have to find out for yourself, and you have to be radically honest to yourself. That's really a must, you know. And you will come to this, and then you go, oh yeah, I have jealousy, and it sucks. But, you know, it feels a lot better that now that I know that I have dug that up, you know, that festering wound. It needs some oxygen on it. It needs to come to the surface, into the sun and fresh air, you know, into the open. Then we can look at it and we can say, so now what's my next step? So how can I fix this? How can I heal this? I'm certainly not going to heal it if I keep on lashing out at other people, or if I say something nasty to someone and make their life miserable. No, that's not going to go anywhere. That's not going to help you doing this, okay? You have to dive into yourself. It's the only path. For men too. Men are jealous of Elon Musk, you know. So face that jealousy, instead of trying to find where you can latch onto with your hate, and where you can nitpicking, you know, like someone is a genius and then they accidentally wrote something like in a spur of a moment and forgot to add a word into it, and then it sounds like it has a grammatical error, and then they will nitpick this on this for months and months and months. They make a meme out of it. They bully every ounce out of that situation. And here's this, it's like massive genius building things that other people could never do, but hey, they have to put them down for some tweet or something, you know. Don't you all make these tweets? And you make much worse tweets, you know, message to the haters. Much worse grammar, and not just typos, but like actual grammar, unknowledge, anti-information. And I'm not putting you down, I'm just putting things into perspective. You know, you're putting down a genius for having forgotten or having made a typo, and you make this into the theme of the day for months, you know, when you yourself write horrific things to people all the time. I mean, horrifically bad things, where the bad grammar is the least problem, you know. Totally anti-educated, brutal, brutish, brutal, violent put-downs, violent communication. Okay, so, and I know why you do it. This is my message to the haters. You do it because you're jealous of Elon Musk. Okay, he's accomplished so much, and he's gorgeous looking, and he has everything you could ever dream about, you know. And he's nice to women, yeah. So he might even get cheated by women. He might get treated badly by some women, and they got their issues. Do you think he would ever go on Rollo Tomasi and complain all day long? They're saying, complaining about the Stacys who have frauded him and taken a lot of money in the divorce settlement. You think he would do something like this? No. Okay, no. He'd say, too bad, it's a bummer, you know. It's a bummer she's an asshole, I'm moving on, you know. So it's also a better idea not to even get married in the first place. That will save you a lot of problems. Why set your life up for problems, right? So you're jealous of him because he is massively intelligent, genius, a genius that has never existed on this earth before. And then also, why do you measure yourself on someone like this? Why do you have to measure anything? Why can't you just be you? You are you, Carlos, okay, Danny, whatever your names are, you know, Javad, okay, or what are those names? Can't find all those hater type of names. So, but those are there's also people that are nice with those names, of course, but I'm just saying a lot of haters have those kind of names, you know, like Zing and Tyrone, the Tyron, and Danny and Ian and Chris, and you know, all of those names, Carlos and Castaneda and whatever the names are, you know. So there are also nice people with those names, but I'm just trying to bring this out as an example. Okay, so you can just be you, you know, just be you, Carlos, you, Tyrone. You don't have to be a tyrant, Tyrone, or Anthony, had this hot lover one time in Inglewood, Anthony. Sexy, but I mean, messed up in the head, right? So very messed up. Sad. So probably married also, but he didn't tell me. He would come over once in a while, wouldn't even call me first, and then I wasn't there, and other people told me, and like coming over like for a quick fix or something, that a quick fix for the day from Nurse Nicola, from the mother nurturer, and then going back to his wife and pretending everything is hunky-dory and super. It's all such a lie. And so my message to these people is, first of all, introspection. Look at the humongous double standard that you are doing in your life. Humongous double standard. Humongous. I mean, it's just, your lives are just one big, huge double standard of doing the very things and 10,000 times worse than what you accuse other people of doing. And introspection, looking at it, okay, seeing it for what it is. It is what it is. This is what you're doing right now. So don't do it anymore. Don't bully people anymore. Okay? Don't do it anymore. Find ways to heal yourself, heal your minds, okay? And be you, and allow Elon Musk to be Elon Musk, and allow him to be great, and allow him to give us his incredible accomplishments, to give us that Tesla truck instead of making fun of the shape, okay, which my brother has done. It's like, how in the world, this is a lifesaver truck, okay, and people are making fun of that shape. That was a prototype, that first one. Anyway, it is an indestructible truck, okay, and then people sabotaged it and put regular glass into it to make him look bad. He didn't have regular glass in it. So it was the saboteurs that put regular glass into it. So if you buy one, it doesn't have regular glass in it. So he makes sure of this. He's paying real close attention to this. And he needs to pay much more attention actually to the people that are working for him. He needs to have a whole army and a whole militia of people that need to look over everyone's shoulder, so to prevent someone from creating a hole in a rocket that will then come crashing down, and those kind of things that are constantly happening in Tesla and SpaceX, because he has so many haters that want to sabotage his work. It's how can one person go through this? To me, this is a miracle. I mean, only someone like him can be standing there like a mountain in the midst of all of this chaos and corruption around him. So I'm glad to see there are two amazing people that are helping each other, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. So, and I give them 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000% of my support, okay? And so I recommend to people to watch Maddie's videos, because that's a message of love for the world. I want to write a book on your loneliness and what we can do about it. I make videos about this, what we can do about it. The very first step that we can do about our loneliness. Anyone, whether we are kind-hearted or whether they're saboteurs, or whether they are greedy, corrupt people or haters on the internet. Okay, the very first step to healing ourselves is introspection and the introspection meditation, and to come clean with who you are, what you want, and why you are jealous, and that you are jealous, and how you can heal that wound. Okay, so the very first step is that introspection meditation, coming clean with all of this and loving yourself for just who you are, just the way you are. Okay, with all of that, all of these burdens of pain. Okay, love yourself the way you are, and let Mahdi's videos engulf you with love. Okay, so you guys take care. Bye bye.